Good morning. It's a rather lovely morning here on Galveston Island on this beautiful Saturday. The clouds will finally burn off here. It'll be a beautiful day. And the whole world seems to be worried. I think COVID-19 is justifiably a frightening little disease. Little bug seems to travel very quickly between peoples, infect people even when they're not showing symptoms, they're carriers. That causes some real concerns for the medical community. And in an abundance of caution, every school district here in Galveston County in the state of Texas will be closed again for next week. We were closed this week in Galveston for spring break. Some others were already going to be closed for spring break next week, but all of the superintendents got together and decided we would all be out next week. We're preparing our plans for what to do after that, which may very well include teleconferencing for classes. Now, I've taught classes before via the internet, and it's possible to do. The students are interested. It's actually in some ways easier to do. But for all the little kids, it's going to be tough. And for their parents, having them at home, that's also going to be a tough thing. We're people. We're creatures of community. We like to see our friends. We like to touch. We like to hug. We like to kiss. And all of those are things which are problematic. One of the things that my school has done for a number of years now is we have a system called Capturing Kids' Hearts. And one of the very first things on that is that you shake hands with people. You shake hands with your students as they come in the morning. Well, a couple weeks ago, when we were finding out just how quickly this disease is transmitted by touch, I had suggested to the superintendent that we should probably modify that. And lo and behold, a day later, the note came out that we would indeed modify Capturing Kids' Hearts and not shake everybody's hands. That can be problematic for folks. I mean, it's such an automatic gesture for so many of us. And when we want to show somebody that we care, we touch them. We give them a hug. It goes against our grain not to do that. But I'm going to suggest that it might be very well in our interests to slow the spread of this disease by not doing so. Okay, and there's other stupid things. Okay, not really stupid. Things that we've known forever and we've told children from time immemorial. Wash your hands. Okay, 20 seconds, soap and water, front and back, under the nails, the whole business. Wash your hands. Why? Because this virus seems to be able to live for quite some time on surfaces. Doorknobs, computer tablets, shared computer keyboards, desktops, countertops. So you reach out and you touch that countertop, and then if you're like me and you just cannot help but reach up and touch your face and your eyes, you've now transmitted that to yourself. So let's try to get in the habit of not doing that. No, we're not healthcare professionals, we're not epidemiologists, but we can listen to the people who have those suggestions and go, you know, it's probably a good idea. This little bug is probably going to make it completely across the country at some point in time. But for now, we want to slow it down. And slowing it down means a little social distance between one another. Why 6 feet? They keep saying, you know, double arm's length. Why 6 feet? Well, because when you sneeze, the droplets, which can carry this little buggy, can go about 6 feet. If you want to be perfectly safe, a little further than that. Wait a minute, that's further away from people than I want to be. Probably. So what can you do? Well, one of them I'm doing right now is I'm making a video to talk to my friends with, to let them know this is the way that we're looking at things, this is the way I'm seeing things now. You can learn those little skills you haven't learned yet. Some of us have had phones and iPads and iPods in our pockets for years now and haven't learned how to do video conferencing or haven't learned how to make a phone call and use the video version of the phone call. So I'm thinking some people are going to be able to understand Apple's FaceTime and Skype and GoToMeeting and all of those other possibilities. Find out which one works for you and use it. You know, in lots of places they're locking down the elderly because they're most at risk. You know, and that's all you need is little grandchild coming over and giving grandpa or grandma or great grandma and great grandpa COVID-19. Probably won't hurt the kids much at all, but it could easily compromise the grandparents. So, talk to your grandkids via the net. See their smiling, happy faces, share time with them, but from a safe distance, as it were. This is probably going to be several months of modifications for all of us. I'm going to say, you know, if you're in that dangerous group where you have an older population, where you have other things like myself, I have diabetes, which makes me a slightly higher risk, maybe it wouldn't be a good idea to go to places where other people are gathered in large numbers. Just trying not to catch the silly thing is probably helpful. Would I include the liturgy for that? Yeah, I would. Though it is the source and summit and it's the place that we go to, perhaps the best idea is again to pray with one another using video. And I know that sounds bizarre, does not sound normal to me. I can't stop touching my face even here making this recording. But maybe that will be the best thing to do. So I'm going to try and put up a video of prayer at least once a week for the next month or two. And feel free to join me there. I'll post that on the Facebook page for my bishop's page. And if you want to join us there, please do. And if you feel like you'd like to hear prayers again during the week, it'll be on a tape, recording, so you can play it again if you'd like to. And until this is all over with, let's keep each other in prayer. For certainly we need one another. And we need God to be with us. And that's a way for us to be with one another. Even if you're not here on Galveston Island with me, you can be with me in spirit. May God watch over all of us, who is Creator, Redeemer, and Sanctifier, now and forever and unto the ages of ages. Amen.